a little low. Fasting is great, guys. You fast every night. I wouldn't do that fasting stuff. Makes you sick. None of you are doing it right. So look, I just say this to people. You've got the opportunity to fast for 12 hours every single night of your life, and you don't do it. If you did, you'd be a lot healthier, your body would work a lot better. You know, all you've got to do is stop eating after 8 o'clock. And then start eating at breakfast time. So if you stop eating at 8 o'clock, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. See how many hours you've got to fast. So if you stop eating at 8 o'clock, stop eating. Yeah, drink water, not fizzy drinks, not tea, not nothing, but just water. If you stopped eating a bang at 8 o'clock, like we all used to, stop eating at 8 o'clock, you've got 4 hours without food till 12. And then you've got 6 hours till 6 in the morning. It's 10 hours fasting. You know, you can carry on till 9. Make it 14 hours fasting. And if you're doing 14 hours fast every night, you're doing about 100 hours a week fasting. You know, instead of just sitting there now and thinking, oh, I'm going to starve myself for 48 hours. You can have the same benefit every single night and break your fast with your breakfast. Breakfast. By 7 in the morning, 12. Get what I'm saying to you though? ADI lost 25k. Good on you, lads. Good on you, mate. What, through fasting? You lost 25k fasting. You weren't fasting, lad. You were starving yourself. It's different, lads. Yes, Natasha. Michael White, Sam, mate, you okay? I can't understand why this has just been on the telly for 7-8 hours, mate. It's meant to be the Great Britain International News, BBC, Sky. 2 channels have just been stuck on this this thing for the Jewish people. It's only GB for News that's doing proper news. Yes, Peter Lar, hope you well, lad. Matt Bosch, Sean, Megan Chester. Trump's Colombia migrant victory. It's what Trump's done. He's got 2 big jets, planes, filled them up with Colombian immigrants and sent them back to Colombia. And the woman Prime Minister of Colombia has refused entry to the planes. So last night, Donald Trump wrote this big thing, putting 25% tax tariffs on all coming in and out of there, preventing all this, stopping all this, stop. Within an hour of that fax going to Colombia, the president of Colombia sent 2 planes to America to pick the immigrants up. And just took the immigrants. He's got it boxed though, hasn't he? He's doing it, and that's the way it's got to be done. What people are saying about him because of his links to this, links to that, or whatever. Bottom line is, he's doing what needs to be done, not just for America. What's happening in America is happening right across the Western world. Trust me on that. It's going to be great in a year. It's going to be great in a year, mate. And you know what? You've got people writing him off with this, what he's suggesting in Palestine. But when he speaks about what he's suggesting about, see the 1.5 million people that are left in Gaza and Palestine. What he's saying is, let's pump loads of money into Saudi Arabia, and let's pump loads of money into a part of Egypt, and let's make 2 big housing places for these people where they can settle in peace for the rest of the living days. Palestine, Gaza, it's a brickyard, it's flattened, it's a construction site, and it's going to take about 10, 15, 20 years just to remove the rubble. That's before they even start making on top of it. Do you get what I'm saying? So he's talking sense. But at the same time, that's what the war's been about. Every bit of every conflict over there has been about that land, and the Palestinians have died in the millions to keep that land. So now, Trump popping in, it's probably going to get done the way Trump wants it doing. Going to get done the way Trump wants it doing. It's like you've got all these people looking at the way Israel's releasing its hostages and that, and then they're looking at this Hamas going, look at the uniforms on them, they're brand new and all this. I was on it in a flash, me mate. They're not Israeli soldiers. I mean, they're not Palestinian soldiers. Them too many white hands and white eyes in there when I seen it. The first video that came out with the first hostage, and they've got the jeep and you're seeing all these soldiers, I counted 7 white people. Built, massive, tall, bam, bam. They didn't even look Palestinian. So what's happened is this. This is what's happened. They've absolutely obliterated Hamas top ranks. Took them out and replaced them with their own. The top of the tree in Hamas are Israelis and Americans. That's the leaders of Hamas and that now. And what you're going to see with Hamas in the next couple of years, you'll have Hamas running around the east, causing murder with all sorts of people, and it'll be Israel and America doing it. They've went out and done the same with Hezbollah as well. So Hezbollah is meant to be another militant group from Lebanon. So Hamas from Palestine, Gaza. Yeah? Hezbollah are the same type of group in the Americans' eyes, but in Lebanon. The Israelis, over a year ago, had it all planned. Sent in a catchment of pages into Lebanon, into the system where the governments use, and when the governments a year later needed new devices to communicate with, they've gone in the back office where there's been a catchment of pages, took them out, give them to all the top brass in Hezbollah. You know, the top militants, the generals and that in Hezbollah, they've all been given these pages to communicate with by their government, thinking they're legit. But Israel sent them, and every one of the pages has a bomb in it. And simultaneously, meaning all at the same time, them pages went off and killed them. Didn't matter where he was. Some was in shopping centres, some was in work, some was in the car, some were with the daughters. All of them. What they've done with them is replaced them with theirs. Their leaders are in there. The people that are willing to do as they're told are in there. So now Hezbollah and Hamas, all the lower level fighters won't have a fucking clue that the leaders of these groups now are American and Israeli. Defo. Definitely. Without a shadow of a doubt. Do you think Israel's just going to stop there? Think about it. They'd just carry on, wouldn't they? Why not? It's only another 1.5 million people. What, they've been at war for 20, 40, 30 years with. Why not just take it now while the opportunity's there? They've already took it. They've took it. They've got it. I'm telling you now, go back and watch the first video. Watch the first video where the first hostage is getting released and getting put into the jeep, into the ambulance type thing. Look at the men. They're white soldiers. I didn't know Palestinians were white. That's the first indication. They've had a long time now, Darren. That's what I mean. Cunts, aren't they? Decades upon decades upon decades upon decades. Just murdering women and children. Scatty, innit? It's just weird.